Hello and welcome to my Unit 8 presentation. For this particular presentation for this test, I opted to do the Rockport walk test as my indicator for my VO2 max. The reason I chose it, a couple of reasons, is first off, I know I'm out of shape, didn't want to run. And second, I also have a Baker's cyst in my right knee and I don't want to irritate it much more than I have to, so if I run too hard, obviously that kind of acts up and it's not fun. So I was doing it to avoid any potential injury. So I did the test on myself, no one else around, and so I kind of gave myself instructions, but if I had a client and I was testing them, I would make sure that they had selected the correct shoes to wear for the test. In my case, I have a good pair of Asics that I absolutely love to run in, very comfortable. I did wear loose-fitting, comfortable clothing. My treadmill is actually in my house and the window's open, so a little warm. I did do around 5 minutes of stretching prior to the walk, and I say around because I really don't know. I just have a routine I go through, both holistic and static stretching, and I just, and some yoga stuff as well, as a matter of fact, actually. And so I'm done with it, I'm done with it. And I also been hydrating for a couple hours prior to the test because I knew I was going to get a little bit sweaty, even though it's just a 1 mile walk. I still sweat a lot. I didn't have any issues with that. And some of the safety concerns for myself or even for a client, the test would have stopped immediately. Well, obviously if the client was in distress and I noticed it, but in my case, had I felt irregular heartbeat, dizziness, or any other signs or symptoms of what I would consider outside of my normal boundaries, like tachycardia, something like that. I know when to stop, and again, I would have instructed my clients to do the same, or a client. I didn't feel anything out of the ordinary, except in fact I'm just out of shape. So the test protocol is pretty basic. There's a warm-up prior to test, which I did, like I said, with the stretching. And then walk briskly on the treadmill for 1 mile, not run, but walk, because it is a walking test, not a running test. And then I took my heart rate immediately after the completion of the test, and I just did a 15-second carotid pulse. And then when I got all the information, excuse me, I used this following formula to calculate my VO2 max. So 0.0769 times 205, which is my weight, gave me my first value of 15.7645. My second value to 0.3877 times 41, my age, gave me the value of 15.8957, plus the 6.315 times G, G for gender, I'm a male. And according to the calculations, males get assigned a value of 1, and women get assigned a value of 0. So of course my, end result is going to be 6.315. I subtracted that by 3.2649 times 14.88, and the 14.88 is my time in minutes. It was actually 14.55, or 14 minutes 55 seconds, but it valued out to 14.88 as a fraction. And of course that equaled 48.581712. I subtracted that by 0.1565 times 164. 164 was my heart rate immediately after the test was done. And so that gave me my value of 25.666 for my total VO2 max output of 33.26. And when I ran this information on exrx.net, I actually got a value of 33.14. Not exactly sure where the discrepancy came into play, but it's so minimal. I was happy to see my results came back so close. In the end, let's put it to you frankly, my cardio sucks. My VO2 max output was horrible. It came back as a poor result. And I knew it. I've taken the last couple months off of basically all working out because of severe burnout. I'm just hitting it way too hard for way too long, and I need to take some time off. Obviously, I'll get back to where I was before. I can run pretty substantially for over long periods or long distances. But anyways, this is what I came up with. Actually, it wasn't bad once I did it. So here you go.